It's all got.
Oh man.
There we go. Now we're here. Oh, why are all these notes right? No. Ah,
What have you
no.
done?
I was trying to
What have
fix
you
it, and I made it worse.
Way to go, Dre.
Isn't that the way it always goes, though? You try to fix something, but you just make it worse.
Yes.
All right, let me fix all these real quick. I tried to do something fun, and it was supposed to have made duplicates of the things, and it didn't. So,
Okay.
guess I'll have to make new ones on the fly. Hello, Will.
Hey, Will. Glad you're here, sir.
I will just have to make new ones while we are discussing things.
Yes.
If I want it to work tonight, which I wanted it to.
Yeah. It'd be cute.
First, let
Be
me
nice.
do all the normal stuff. Let me send out the notifications.
Yeah.
Watch out, bearded
Come
man!
on now. Let's go.
I did make Watch Out, Bearded Man, like I promised. Is working now.
Okay.
Found out how to make stream alerts. Make it work. How to force it through. You have to log out of stream alerts, then log back in. That's what.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hello.
Uh,
I have less of
Hello.
a beard than I did. I trimmed it up.
Hello. I'm still trying to catch up to Rasputin.
Yes, everywhere else.
Okay. So looking good. Here we go.
Yep, we're on YouTube.
Excellent.
All right, I'm gonna real quick try and fix that.
All right, we'll see how this goes. Let's go. See what happens.
Keep the chat busy for me.
I'll work on it.
Disappointed!
Going through there. All right.
There was a disappointed. As you should be disappointed in me, honestly.
This should have been taken care of already. I don't know. I don't even have a pre-show topic. Everything's crashing. Just falling apart. The world is ruined. I don't even know what I was trying to fix. I know I was trying to fix something. Working on it. Working on it. Yeah, we knocked out 4 episodes into the one we're on.
Mm-hmm.
Of that, so we got, I don't remember how many episodes it already. I'm not the one. It's Trey's fault. Look at him sit there grinning. No, we're 4 episodes in the one we're watching. Well, I think we're gonna get through that one pretty quick, comparatively.
Yeah, I think so. Chat, all this is gonna make sense whenever it's done.
Who hurt you, Roxanne? Goodness. Everyone's bacon burn, huh? Oh, goodness. That's terrible. Oh, good. I don't know. We'll get going here in just a minute. Look,
It's gonna look good when it's done. Okay, I'm
if
trying.
you say so. I got a script and I plan on sticking to it.
And we also watched F91.
Yes, I did. Watch that. It wasn't bad.
Well, don't spoil your review for it yet.
Okay.
Gosh.
Well, I don't know what you're doing.
I have not yet got a chance to look at it, Will. I'm sorry. But it's saved in my tabs. so that I can.
Nice. Excellent. You keep up with that, sir. We'll lose it. I don't know.
Let's have
I
one
don't
more
know
to
what to
go.
talk about. I'm just co-host here. He's supposed to handle this stuff. I'm alone and scared now. I'm not trying to keep the conversation going.
I got you. You ready?
Okay, here we go.
So Quack, Mary had a little lamb, right?
Yeah.
Did she just have a lamb? What did she feed it, do you think? Because she washed it white as snow, so like she clearly took good care of it.
Yeah. Ivy.
Ivy would make sense. A kid will eat Ivy
Yeah.
too, you know.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably if I was hungry enough.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. That was really rough referencing there, man. To a nusher. Your sound is gone again. Why? What have you done? I can't read your lips through the show. Here we go. I don't know. How's it going?
Now, yeah, am I coming through now?
No.
Watch
Yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah.
bearded man.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was not the cable that was the problem, and I think instead it might have been the box that was the problem, which is a bigger problem because that's way more expensive. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right.
All right, that's gonna have to do for now. That's as much as I can get done in the time frame that I had. Hopefully, it's good enough. It probably won't be. Nothing really ever is, right? So, let's get into the intro. What do you think?
Okay. It's probably a good time to start.
Sickness must be purged.
I lost you again. You're losing sound. Where's it going? Come on, Trey. You can fix it. You've got it.
The worst part is it was working fine earlier. I tried to record some stuff, and the recordings came out fine, so I thought everything was good.
Okay.
We'll see how long that continues to be the case.
Okay. Whew.
What if I can set this? Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
But now you probably hear everything else too, right? The air conditioner and everything?
Not really.
Okay, well, that'll work then. So you'll still be able to hear me. And I'll keep an eye on. I fixed it. And I'll keep an eye on the stream to make sure they can still hear me.
Okay.
Okay, now we can start after a very long pre-show. Sorry about that. Lots of technical difficulties. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
Hey, Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight. I feel like I'm already worn out. Just like that. Okay, let's get into this then. You wanna kick us off with the pop quiz?
Yes. I am ready to give you your first question.
Thank you, Will.
About
Thank you.
Final Fantasy.
Okay.
And I got some off the wall questions to ask you. I don't know if you'll know or not. But all right. So some of these you may have to guess at.
Okay.
All right. So when Aerith.
All right, I gotta close this so I
here.
can't see chat.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
All right. So the name Aerith or Eris is brought up. Most people think of her death in Final Fantasy VII, right? She attempts to use white materia to stop Sephiroth. I guess is this going to be spoilers for some Final Fantasies?
Yeah,
Or?
I feel like that statement is like 4 seconds too late, but
Yeah. Well, I just realized it.
yeah,
But it's like this is Final Fantasy 7. This
we're
game,
on 16 now.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe spoilers. I don't know. But
I'll pull
for
it back
some
up and put spoiler Lubu up just in case.
just in case. Excuse me.
There we go.
All right. We got to set up. Sorry. Let me get this question asked. All right. So you think about it. She stops Sephiroth's plan to destroy the world. And just as she arrives, Sephiroth's clone descends from on high and stabs, the big sword through the thing.
Yeah.
Their relationship actually went through many changes. Sephiroth and Aerith. Can you guess? Might be a little bit mean to ask you to guess, but can you guess what they were originally intended to be?
It is just a guess because I honestly don't know. So I'm going to say they originally intended for her to be his mother.
No.
Probably sister, but
yes, sister.
Yeah. Mother is like the theme of Sephiroth, so I had to guess that. Yeah,
they started out to be brother and sister, and then they were changed to be former lovers.
Mother.
That way, I don't know the explanation. It says the act of killing her would then have represented Sephiroth finally cutting off the remaining ties to his humanity. I don't know that would change whether they were that, and then they ended up changing Aerith's first love anyway to Zack Fair.
Right. Which kind of just makes her like a random killing almost. I know it's not, but it's like, oh, she's trying to stop me, and she's, what she is, so.
Okay. So an enemy had to be changed to stop a certain lawsuit from a certain company. You can take your guess now as soon as you figure it out. The
enemy had to be changed in the Final Fantasy series.
Yes, in the original Final
Fantasy.
You see many elements of tabletop RPGs. Party of 4 characters. Got a D&D archetypes, right? Fighter, thief, cleric, mage.
Oh, I'm trying. I think I might be confusing it with the enemy from Dragon Quest. I'm gonna say it's.
I'll give you some more hints if you want.
They put a beholder in there.
All right, you got it. Yes, that's what it was. The evil eye monster.
Yeah.
Originally resembled a creature known as the beholder. Copyright.
They're called Ahriman in Final Fantasy, right?
No, they go that later, right? They're just the evil eye in the first one, right?
Right.
Okay. Which is weird because there's mind flayer type things too.
Yep, sure are.
But anyway, okay. Until the release of Final Fantasy VII, the numbering of the series was different outside of Japan. It's because several of the games are not released in the West until much later.
Mm-hmm.
The original Final Fantasy was named the same in both regions, but Final Fantasy 2 and 3 on the NES did not leave Japan.
Right.
When Final Fantasy IV was released in America, it was renamed to Final Fantasy II. Mm-hmm. When Final Fantasy V was not released in the West and 6 was, Final Fantasy VI changed to Final Fantasy III. Mm-hmm. Okay. Squaresoft abandoned this confusing numbering scheme of Final Fantasy VII received worldwide release in 1997. Mm-hmm. All right. The last Japan exclusive was Final Fantasy III, though the game had an official English language release when it was remade on the Nintendo
DS. Yeah.
Yes. Final Fantasy III is one of the few games in the series to ever receive an official what adaptation?
Final Fantasy III got. It's not movie because 7 got a movie and 15 got a movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to say manga adaptation.
Yes, that is correct. It got a manga adaptation. Oh, got to give you that one. Yeah, so in forgive me. Yukyu no Kazi Densetsu
Okay.
Final Fantasy 3 Yori.
Yeah.
Yes, that was apparently not safe for work,
No.
including many scenes of nudity, violence, body horror, and more nudity.
Well, Cloud of Darkness is like barely covered in the game.
Yeah.
My understanding is in the manga they didn't even try. The Warriors of Light on the journey, the legendary Warriors of Light on the journey to stop the Fell Wind, I think is the English translation of the name.
Would be. All right. Now Final Fantasy IX is a pretty popular title in the series.
Yep.
But even the most diehard fans when the game will struggle to defend the end boss. Who?
The end boss of Final Fantasy IX?
Yes.
Yeah. Oz. Let me make sure I get the name right. You can get the mount in Final Fantasy 14 of it. It shows up and it kills Kuja. It's Osmo?
No. It's Necron.
Oh, that's right. No, it is Necron. No. Because I was trying not to confuse it with Fours, which is Zero Nose, who comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, okay. Well,
not Zero Nose. No, I got that one wrong too.
Well, the creators of Final Fantasy V decided their end boss should be an evil what?
Evil tree. Exdeath is.
It is an evil tree.
Yeah.
It is an evil tree.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So ask this right. Do you know that in Final Fantasy VIII, there is a witch, so to speak.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of the first stage is an initial antagonist of Final Fantasy VIII. Do you remember her name?
So this could be a trick question because she's technically got 3 names. You're either talking about Ultimecia, Idea, or according to the theory, Renoa. I'm going to say Idea.
There you go.
Okay, because Ultimecia was already like set up by the time you meet her.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you before you talk yourself out of it. So.
It's fair.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. There is. Let's see how I want to ask this. There's a few different ways, but I want to. Okay. I just going a little bit off the beaten path. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
Is a Final Fantasy spinoff. Did quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was overshadowed a little bit during its initial release because it came out right after what?
Okay, so the original Final Fantasy Tactics came out on the PlayStation 1. It was... It's a shot in the dark. I'm going to say it was shortly after Final Fantasy 7.
It was.
Okay.
They released it too soon. Final Fantasy 7 was still going, which is... It was weird. Okay. Yeah. So when Final Fantasy 4 was released in America, it had its name changed to Final Fantasy 2.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the only thing that changed, however. They did something else to the game for the American audience.
Yeah.
What did they do?
Yeah, so they took the normal mode and they changed it to easy and the hard mode to normal because they were afraid that the Americans could not beat the game on a harder difficulty.
Yeah, that's close enough. I'm gonna give that one to you. They cut the whole content to shreds.
Yeah,
and the pressing time was that for the marketing and everything was that gamers just didn't get Japanese RPGs.
Yeah, they literally took a 0 off the Tower of Babel's health. The Giant of Babel, they took a 0 off the end of his health bar.
Yeah, they toned down battles. They removed all of its religious content.
Yep. Yeah, the Tower of Babel was renamed to the Tower of Babin, I think.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's a whole different tower, man. Let's go to that tower.
I don't know about that one. Change it up. And there was a few others. Because it was released they re-released that game, or they released that version of it in Japan as Final Fantasy IV Easy Type.
Yeah.
And there were some other changes. The last boss became a skeleton centaur thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's still better to play the GBA version, because not only do you get the original version of Final Fantasy IV, but you get all of the added dungeons.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. All right. Well, Final Fantasy games released on the original PlayStation have become notorious for their lengthy summon spells.
Yep.
These were mainly to show off their new 3D hardware and the games were using. You would summon a monster. You got go get a coffee or whatever and come back, maybe some donuts. I don't know. Cook a pizza. You come back, the spell would be over. It was cool the first time you saw it, but whatever. So most people might think that Knights of the Round summon is the longest, as it ran for 1.5 minutes.
Right.
But the actual longest summon in the game belongs to somebody else.
It's one of two.
Okay.
It's either Odin or Yojimbo, and I'm gonna say Odin.
Okay. I'm gonna help you out here. Somebody who casts the longest summon.
Okay. I misunderstood. I thought you meant the longest summon creature. No, it's Sephiroth. It's Meteor.
Yeah.
Meteor's over 2 minutes long.
Yes, it is. It's over 2 minutes long.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know.
He cast it multiple times during the fight.
Yeah. Maybe the first time I fought him, I was not prepared. I battled him for 1.5 hour, 45 minutes, and was wiped.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the greatest fight in video games I've ever had, and I lost. Which I think in the Japanese version, it's just a light.
Yeah.
There's a blue light that strikes the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't want to put up with that.
All right. So I get to that. So one more.
Okay.
All right. And this one's a little bit tricky, but I need I want to see what you think.
Okay.
All right. So Final Fantasy VII, just a legendary game all around, right? Genovas. We got spoiler alert, right? We got the alien life form. We got Shinra Corporation experimenting with DNA and stuff on it.
Yeah.
For super soldiers, the whole amnesia, re-remembering. Originally, it came very close that Final Fantasy VII was almost going to have a dramatically different storyline and a dramatically different setting. Now, this is rude, kind of tricky. Do you have any idea what that was?
Different setting. I honestly don't. So I'm going to guess space.
That sounds like a guess I would have made. So that sounds about right. No. It was almost a New York detective drama. The main character would have been Detective Joe, a private eye who's hunting the people responsible for blowing up the city.
Well then,
now there's they didn't quite scrap that idea. They didn't quite scrap that idea, and it showed up in another game. It was a basis for another game, actually.
it's not. It's not Murdered Soul Suspect.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say there's no way they held on to that idea that long.
Parasite Eve.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
Change up some things, but that's what Parasite Eve is.
That
Not
makes
bad.
sense.
Not
That makes
bad.
sense.
There's a couple of tricky questions on there.
I'm just amazed we got through a Final Fantasy quiz without the question being, what were the name of the 3 guys that were in the Advent Children movie? Because every time that somebody's tried to be like, you really think you know Final Fantasy? What were the name of the 3 guys? Well, it's Lud and Zalin and the 3rd guy whose name I can't remember. So, there you go.
So you're not is what you're proving.
Exactly.
You're not. No, I almost went with like
Kadash.
picking the main character name
Yeah.
from each one. So, I just say the name, you put it with.
Yeah, I would have aced
with the
that.
game.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
No, it's Luz, Zalin, and Kadash. Those are the 3.
All right. Not bad. You didn't do too bad.
Okay.
Look at that.
I also think I figured out the mic thing while we were having the quiz.
Okay, that's good.
I think it's Discord. Because we haven't had it. It hasn't disconnected since I changed Discord to just reading the mic and OBS still using the RTX voice.
Okay, well,
I think it's Discord.
it was working, sir. I'm
What
glad
was
it's fixed.
Let's get into
Just like our
weeks.
cat. Okay.
Do you want to start with the big one, or should we hold off a little bit and see if some more people get here?
No. It's all right. We'll go. Let's go with it.
Okay.
So where do we want to start with that?
Let's start with F91, I think.
Yeah, because we talked about War in the Pocket last week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
F91, not bad. There's things I like about it. It just doesn't. It's not very. I don't know. It's not very memorable outside the cool looking. Outside a couple of the suits.
Yeah. On rewatch, there's definitely some things that I was like, yeah, I can't wait till we get to the bugs, or I can't wait till we get to the spin in the hands to use the beam sabers to block, and I can't wait till we get to the after image scene. But other than that, or the shell casing hitting the woman carrying the baby. But other than that, it was like, yeah, those are kind of the only scenes I remembered,
Yeah, it's not. I think it's worth a watch again.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but
it just doesn't hold. It doesn't maintain.
Yeah,
through it.
It I think would have probably, and it's a weird thing to say, I think it probably would have been worse as a series because there's some time spent on some things that I don't think really needed to be spent there, and I feel like a lot more time would have been spent there on like the Ronas and the family and.
Well, there's over the last 3, and there's a reason, but the directing is all over the place.
Yeah.
And so how the story's laid out. Now the animation. Well, also, sorry, I'm trying not to go into Stardust. The animation. I'm liking where the animation is at.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with Will. Crossbone animated would be great. I think Seabook Arno is a legitimately really good protagonist.
Yeah.
I think that Cecily is an interesting character that really needed more screen time for her and less for her grandpa and her mom and her adopted dad.
Well, how many times that seems to be a common. But it seems to be a common failure. It's like why, sometimes when Gundam's like they're usually paying attention to the wrong person for too long.
Yeah. It's like as much as I don't like what they did to Char and Char's counterattack, it could have worked if there had been a good setup for it. And instead, the movie spends the entire movie just focusing on quests. And F91's not that bad with it. Cecily does get some good scenes.
Yeah.
But we don't ever get a setup for the fact that the two are interested in each other, other than just he takes her to a fair to put her in a competition to try and win, where it kind of seems less like he's got a thing for her and more like he's bet on her to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think it's really good. I think it handles character death really well. There's some really strong scenes there of like Arthur getting his head knocked up against the museum and Seabook just being like, hey, no, we can't leave him. Well, you kind of got to.
We're kind of getting a little more and more into that 90s edginess.
Yeah.
And it's starting to really show through. We hit peak 80s.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe with Double Zeta.
Yeah, I think so.
Something that.
And L's design.
Yeah.
F91 had somebody like that. I can't remember her name to save my life because she doesn't matter after the first 20 minutes. But
no, I think that was what we were talking about at the beginning. We're like some of the characters kind of look real similar to other characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm snoozing the ad, by the way, so we can keep talking on them. The ad keeps trying to start, and I've snoozed it twice.
Okay. Well, there's not much more to say about it. This is, we're in the Stardust Memories. We watched the first 4 of that.
Yep.
And it's pretty solid so far. Like I said, it's really leaning into that 90s edginess.
Yeah.
It's getting it there, but
no, it is. My opinion of Stardust Memory before we started watching this was really negative. There are things that I remember about Stardust Memory that I really don't like. Some of those things I've already been proven to be wrong on, that it's just I'm misremembering how it happened. And I didn't want to say this before we started watching it because I didn't want you to come in with any kind of like bias against her. Nina Purpleton is
anything you say about after charge counter.
That's fair.
Anything you say.
Nina Purpleton is like top 5 worst Gundam characters in my opinion. Okay. And this hasn't disproved that so far.
Right.
But Ko is a lot better than I remember him being. And the surrounding cast is actually really good, other than maybe Mancha. Though he works in the story. I think he's a little over the top.
In a way, sometimes it seems like they either get too much time or not enough time to tell a story.
Yeah.
And they compensate for it in weird ways.
Yeah.
On through it. But a lot of it works, and it's definitely I'm glad. I like the way we're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see each, as it steps forward, and there's a huge progression. There's a different feel to the original, the one made in the 70s.
Yeah.
And you kind of see this progression across the ones made in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They start to feel very 80s. And now, they've got these ones we're going through here. We're going through the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Through that. We get to the 2005, and I don't know, maybe Korn writes a theme song or something.
Well, we're at the point now where, like, Kouraki, because we're watching the dub, and they have to emphasize it every time, is cursing like a sailor, and Gato is got a strange dub voice decision for him, but the suits look really good, and I do kind of miss, with the way we're watching it, I do kind of miss the way that the Beam Sabers looked in the older series, but at the same time, they look really sleek now.
They do. The Gundam designs coming along really cool, and there's some wild. There, as far as just suits in general, there's been some wild looking.
Yeah.
Suits, and there's just been some that look really cool through that. So I mean, I see why. Man. I see why people would buy them and put them together, and have them on a shelf.
Yeah.
If I stop watching right now, I don't have to worry about collecting too much, but a few of those might be kind of hard to get.
That's okay, because when we get to the current stuff, those are just on the shelves of the local stores.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our Gundam Minute for this week. How's your week been, sir?
It's been all right. I watched some stuff. I did. I watched some stuff. I watched what should I talk about first? Replicas. I'll talk about Replicas first. It's an
Okay.
older movie. Not sure when it was made, but Keanu Reeves stars in it.
All right.
He is at the beginning of the movie, he's working on uploading a mind digitally and being able to put it onto a mapped onto like basically a replica person.
Okay.
One of his friends is working on cloning. And I'm really gonna butcher the storyline, just keep it kind of short. But his family ends up dying in an accident, and there's his wife and the 3 kids, and he's just figured out he manages to store their memories in this thing that he can implant on something else.
Okay.
Like trying to figure out how to do it, he realized what's been going wrong, because trying to put it on the replica or the robot things is not working. So they clone, but they only have enough things to clone 3 of them. So he can't bring back his youngest daughter.
I got you.
There's a quandary. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Keanu Reeves does a pretty good job. It's pretty well cast.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. But the whole time I'm like, I'm not even a doctor. There are so many wrong things he does that I feel uncomfortable about.
Yeah.
Like he goes like the people he says his wife and his older 2 children, and he goes in before he uploads and erases the memory of the smallest child. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're cloning humans, you're implanting their thoughts onto these clones.
Right.
There's
some issues there.
Yeah, it was ethical fingernail biting. I mean, I was sympathetic. He went through a lot, but oh no, that's funny. Annette. Also a girl who catches fish for you, same name. The watched fantastic fungi.
Okay.
Fungi, however you want to say it. Yeah, that was just a very interesting show. I know fungi. It's just weird, okay? Mushrooms and stuff and fungus is weird. It's not a plant, not an animal, something else. Not saying it's aliens, but aliens.
Alien.
They're absolutely necessary for life to sustain on this planet. I ran a whole campaign about that on the basis. That was like anyway. You got to keep them. I don't know. It's a wild, cool, very interesting documentary. And they talked to a lot of people about the stuff that one where they are in the cycle, they're necessary for breaking down stuff and replenishing Earth, but also this is what we're doing in medication, and it has. Yeah, it was. It was documentary-ish a little bit, but it was pretty good. And then the last thing I watched was Lost Pirate Kingdom on Netflix, which is about the true story of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Sam Bellamy and Hornigold. I forgot his first name, but Edward Edward Teach, Blackbeard.
Yeah, old Blackbeard.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome. Can't help it. Pirates are pretty cool, except for a couple of them, and then later one, because they get kind of vicious.
Yeah,
but it was cool on that. That's a fascinating little time period. It's the early 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're kind of talking about like from 1713 to 1718, just a small time period where this
prime time.
Yeah. Well, they were they helped bring down the Spanish.
Right.
They were holding up the French. and they were a threat. They became a threat to the English.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and their civilization, spreading out. So it's just a weird thing. Finally, had to pretty much send the Royal Navy over. But it's a long story, but it was very good. It was a cool documentary. They had like people talking about it, sitting, answering questions, whatever, or talking about certain character stuff. But they also interspersed it with like live action scenes, like reenactments or whatever.
Right.
And they were pretty good. So it was rather entertaining. But
what matters?
Right. Right. I'd rather. Are you not entertained? But those are all pretty good. Of course, we had MMO Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting rather far on.
Yeah, we covered quite a bit of story for that. I'm actually really excited. I didn't get to play any of it today, but I'm really excited to get into Eregion and and quest some around in there and learn more about that zone.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He jumped over a cliff again.
Sure did. I forgot. I haven't watched that clip of us fighting that guy yet.
Kind of keeping the spirit alive.
Need to do that.
But how was your week, sir?
My week is pretty good. There's not too much really to talk about other than just that, I finished the Magnus Archives.
Right on.
As soon as Rungren dies, the clip ends. Nice. Perfect. It's really good. And it's not very often that I find something that leaves me with like the void after I'm done with it. Because, as you know, we cover a lot of things for the sake of this channel. We watch a lot of stuff. We read a lot of stuff. This is something special. Like, I finished this and I was like, man, I just want more. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
And
just keep summarizing the end. Let me know what happens.
Exactly.
I need to know that they end up okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. I understand.
But it's really good. I started recording a review for it and got interrupted by puppies. So we have puppies at the house now. The cow dog had puppies. So a couple of them already haven't made it, unfortunately, but we're doing our best to keep the others going. I have been going out there every hour throughout the night.
So send a self-addressed stamped envelope in a box.
Yep.
$1.99. We'll send you a puppy. No.
No, they're really cute though, but I'm gonna put a picture of the puppies in the video when I go to edit it of like, hey, this is why I look completely different and I'm in a different shirt and my beard is suddenly trimmed in the middle of this review. So that's gonna be fun. But really playing wise, I haven't been spending a lot of time in front of the computer because I've either been out there or, Easter was this last week, so I've been really busy with my other job and trying to keep everything busy. So I've been playing a lot on my Steam Deck of just like old games. And I've been playing a lot of Symphony of the Night. Because Symphony of the Night's a really good game. I've been playing a little bit of like Streets of Rage and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's a really fun little machine, and I've got a video planned for it that is going to utilize the new setup to allow me to show it like in my hands and stuff. But I'm really stoked for that. And as always, it always just comes back to what can I make a video out of. No, it's a cool little thing that I can't wait to dive more into. Apparently, there's a way to like remote play from the PS5 and to add Game Pass on it.
Okay.
So if I can figure out how to do those things, I can pretty much work on games for review anywhere that I'm at.
Game Pass for PC, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Excuse me. That's where my Hi-Fi Rush save is. So thank you. And then finally, we're still watching Columbo. Those episodes aren't short, so it takes a little bit to get through them, But it's still really good. It's still Columbo. We're almost done with season 1, and it's pretty great.
There's There's a Beastie Boys song that mentions Columbo.
Yeah.
What Columbo? Yeah, and it stops, and the guy screams. One of the singers screams, "Let me clear my throat." So every time you say Columbo, the back of my brain goes, "Let me."
That's about
Like,
right.
Don't yell that. Don't yell that.
Right. I do have just a couple quick announcements real quick, too, while I'm in my week. Friday, we finished the Leo.
Nice.
He looks great.
I would shoot you.
I love him. He's wonderful. The poll was tied as to what suit we're going to work on next. So I threw it over to Twitter, and Twitter was able to clinch the vote, and we're going to be building the Ashtaroth Origin, which some very good friends of mine got for me.
Ew.
And so I'm very excited to build it.
It's going to be a while before I see that suit in action.
Yeah, it's going to be a long while. Not as long as it was now that we're doubled it up, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a special announcement for this Friday stream. We can't do the Eldari Corsairs yet. As you know, in our area, we had a series of heavy rains last week.
Yeah.
That made it really hard to prime stuff. So not only to be able to do the Eldari Corsairs did I need to prime them, but I also needed to prime a series of other minis and test out dry brushing on them first.
Okay.
To see if I even could get it right to paint them before I wanted to, prime the very expensive Eldari Corsairs that are $60 a box into black, which would make them really hard to paint the color I want to paint them if I can't get it right. So this Friday, we're going to be practicing dry brush slap chop methods.
All right.
On 2 Tyranids and a piece of terrain.
All right. Give it a shot. See how it works out. Considering it's probably going to be like 8 to 10 months before you can prime again.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Humidity is a problem.
So we'll see how that goes. I think it actually, at first I was pretty frustrated about it, but I think it actually might be really fun to see the process and have a video cataloging it where I can go back later and be like, man, this is what it looked like when I first primed something with these, when I dry brushed it. And if it winds up going well, right now I have the Citadel base paints. These are not the ones people recommend that you use, but the ones that people recommend that you use can't be here until a week and a half from now.
Okay.
So if this winds up going pretty well Friday, then I'll go ahead and order those and we'll see how it goes. Just a quick announcement there.
All right. All right.
Okay. So let's get into reviews.
Okay. Okay.
I do have to take Will off the ice cream board from last week.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. You cannot stay there. What would help if I was in the right tab? Changing things the way we did for all these backgrounds works great. It makes it so much easier for me to do stuff unless I'm on the wrong tab.
Well.
So there was something I wanted to talk about for my week earlier in the week, and I've completely forgotten what it was. But, it's fine. It'll come up again at some point maybe, or it won't.
3 o'clock in the morning when you're almost asleep. Oh, yeah.
I forgot about this one. Okay, I can talk about it Thursday. So I'm going to be honest. I had to do a little bit of digging to get reviews for this week.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in how the ones that I found go, but there was only one big name game that I even knew about that was coming out for these. So this is a surprise for me too. And so our first game is called Curse of the Sea Rats.
Okay.
Now I have the description for you here from the developers.
All right.
Curse of the Sea Rats is a Ratoidvania platform adventure with lovingly crafted, hand-drawn animations. It's 4 prisoners of the British Empire transformed into rats by the notorious pirate witch Flora Byrne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And you did say that the developer called it a what?
Ratoidvania instead of a Metroidvania. It is available on current gen, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Switch, PlayStation 4, PC.
Okay.
And there are 26 critic reviews on here.
Okay. I think I'm going to go 67.
Okay.
Just for Retroidvania.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's why it's not adapted yet. It's still a side story manga.
That's true. Right now, it's still just a manga, but hopefully, because they've got that new IBO project coming at some point for the game, hopefully it'll be in there.
Maybe.
For the mobile game.
Maybe it will.
Wish it
You
was a
can't
mobile game.
guarantee such things, though.
That's true. Yeah, the 72. I'm assuming that we have an 86. Is it 86 or 84? I can't remember. That Waverly goes with 86. Okay, I thought it was 86, but I, as you said earlier, I double guessed myself.
Yes, 86, 77, 72.
The score is 64. You were very close.
I was even lower than. See, nobody likes a Ratoidvania. That's dumb, no.
All right, now I tried to be nice for this week because chat was a little harsh on me in the last couple of weeks with the blurbs that I picked. So I didn't pick just the meme answers. There's the 86. I picked some that should actually help you.
Okay.
The first one is from Noob Feed.
All right.
That says, Curse of the Sea Rats is ultimately a great game held back from even higher greatness by some of the design decisions that were implemented. It could have been it could have had a better start, and some of the mechanics could have been tweaked ever so slightly, but once you get into it, it's a whole lot of fun. It's probably better in co-op, though.
Okay.
Our second review is from Hey Poor Player, who says, despite my many gripes, I think there is still an audience out there for Curse of the Sea Rats. Sure, it's packed to the rafters with frustrating design choices that should have been made to walk the plank, but it's also a title that has clearly had a ton of love and passion poured into its development. That I felt compelled to stick with Curse of the Sea Rats despite the uneven gameplay is a testament to the art direction and lighthearted narrative, both of which instantly brought me back to a happy place, sitting in front of the TV on a Saturday morning, feasting on whatever sugar-laced cereal was trendy at the time, all while enjoying my favorite cartoons. While it's not an easy sell due to its gameplay fumbles, I do think Curse of the Sea Rats is worth a playthrough for anyone who can look past its flaws and focus on the product as a whole, which ends up being a serviceable video game elevated greatly by a wonderful sense of style and charm.
Okay.
That was a meandering review, but I do think it gives you a pretty good idea of the game.
Yes. We got one more, is that it?
That's it. Just two.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I'm going to go 72.
Okay.
On that. I think they're going to recommend it.
What do you think, chat?
A little bit higher. 74. That might be a pretty good score. 86 is probably going to be a bit high. I don't think it's going to be 86. I'd be surprised.
The score is 23%. They all lied to you. Every single blurb in that list says, despite this, I think it's still good. And then the vast majority of them did not recommend it. They all lied.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
I'm talking like lady gamers liked a lot, despite the problems, worth the price. The game creator, it's a comfortable, unique game despite its foibles.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, it is emotional damage. Game Luster, offering a great adventure despite some mistakes. Game Rant, despite jarring bugs and inconsistencies. Curse the Rats, well designed. Every single one of them is that. But then 23% of them recommended it.
Wow.
What do you people mean? What is the point of saying despite if you're not going to recommend it?
You're adding something. You're saying, work through it. It's worth the work through.
Yeah.
23% does not tell me that it's worth the work through.
Skyrim is worth playing even though it has some really weird bugs.
Yeah.
Fallout is worth playing, even though it has some really weird bugs. A 23% is not what those would get.
I mean, the Nintendo was kind of bad. The Atari 2600 was real bad about it. Nintendo was real bad about it. The every once in a while you'll get there are certain games that if you hit a certain way or did something wrong, played it too long or whatever, it would glitch you out and you get like the half screen with all the letters and stuff on it, you know? Some of those I would Kid Icarus did that to me a few times, and I was still play through that.
Skyrim Space Missions for sure.
Missions. Yes, the bug. Part of the Skyrim Space program.
It has been very few times when we have covered this section of the podcast where I've gotten actually angry about a review. Yeah. But this one, they're just lying.
Yes, well, everyone's a critic.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, we have Process of Elimination. We get the title changed here, and then I'll give you what they call it, what type of game they call it anyway. Okay. I've been more careful lately about trying to get what the developers say it is as compared to what I think it is.
Okay, there you go. Probably a good idea. Let them speak for their creation.
Hold on, I have to put my birthday in for this one, so they can remind me that even though they default to 2007 or whatever, it's like, my birthday's not there.
Yeah.
So this is about an ordinary high school student. Wato Hojo is an admirer of the Alliance of Detectives called the Detective Alliance, and he crosses paths with a peculiar man calling himself the Senior Detective, who informs Wato that he's been selected as a member of the Detective Alliance to try and solve mysteries and a chain of murders by the mysterious killer, the Quartering Duke. That's their words, not mine.
Quartering Duke?
Quartering Duke.
The villain is that dude, what's his name?
The Quartering? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I feel like that would make it really simple to figure out because the man is not quiet. You'd hear him.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It'd be like if I killed somebody and was talking. You'd know.
The Alliance of Detectives, known as the Detective Alliance.
Yeah. Yep.
That was amazing.
Yep. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Yeah. 74.
Okay.
I'm putting out there at 74.
Just
that was a crap that thing's saying.
What is the head detective call himself? The Senior Detective.
Yes. Head detective.
I should mention this one only has 6 reviews. But after I saw what they said the description of this game was, I was like, we have to cover this.
Okay.
This one's published by NIS America. So the score is 66.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if they recommend it.
Okay.
Like, I'll trust that again.
Right. Nintendo Blast says Process of Elimination is a curious work that explores an unusual format for criminal investigation. For those who love the genre and want to see the tactical element mix, it's an interesting game, but the repetitive narrative, hindered by multiple plot conveniences, significantly weakens the experience, just as the fact the title could have explored its mechanics possibilities further. They missed a couple words there, but I get what they're trying to say. Games Machine says Process of Elimination is a video game with ideas poorly exploited and hastily managed. Despite interesting context, that's how it reads, it quickly loses interest, a missed opportunity.
Okay, I think I understood that.
I think so.
Yes. It wouldn't. Okay.
It could be a phrase is missing there too, because that review specifically was originally in Italian, so it could be there's an Italian phrase there that when it got translated is not carrying forward. But
fair enough.
Yes, I'm ready.
76.
Okay. The answer is 17%.
I'm trying to be nice. I am trying to be nice. That was golly.
Yeah, they're not trying to be nice.
No, they're not. It's all right.
All right. So next up, we have Wild Frost.
Okay.
And this one technically isn't out until tomorrow, but review embargo's already up.
All right.
So Wild Frost is a tactical roguelike deck builder. Journey across a frozen tundra, collecting cards strong enough to banish the eternal winter.
Don't want another card game. They're pretty repetitive, kind of redundant now.
A little bit. There are 10 reviews here, by the way.
All right. 50.
Okay.
I'm going to be mean. 50. Let's see what happens. How close I get. See what happens.
I will admit I did this to you on purpose. I gave you the 2 low ones right before this one because the score is 81.
Okay.
I wanted to see if you'd fall for my trap, Rugrat.
Yeah, well. It's still another card game.
Yeah. People like these, though.
Yeah.
I think there are far too many. Like, I don't mind a good card game. There's way too many deck building roguelites, right? Like, Slay the Spire was good. There didn't need to be 17 more Slay the Spires. So, the 6th axis says, the whole thing is a delight and one of the more interesting takes on the deck-building roguelike genre I've played since Monster Train, which is apt because it definitely takes some inspiration from that game. This is one of those games I'll be playing for months and possibly years to come because it just feels good when you finally get a strong run going. However, the difficulty may put off some players. I recommend pushing through and fighting for those small successes, and those that do so will be rewarded by one of the best indie games of 2023 so far.
Okay, they said pushing through again.
Hmm?
That's a red flag.
Just a little bit. Twinfinite says, I would recommend Wild Floss. I'm sorry. Let me retake that one. Not Wild Floss. That's a different game. I want to play that game, Monster Hunter, where you fight floss creatures. Yep. I would recommend Wild Frost to anyone who enjoys deck building battle games like it, but it's probably not a great introduction for newer players to the genre.
Okay. When I said pushing through, that's got me nervous.
Hmm?
I'll go with 72.
All right. Nine. The score is 89%.
I don't trust these people at all.
You know, there was a time that I felt like we could play this game and it made sense. And now I'm starting to wonder.
I blame you. You're the one picking these.
It's not my fault this time. They just don't make sense and they lie.
Okay. Let's try again. One more time.
So, our last game for tonight is Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. Now, you may have heard that name before.
Awakened.
Because Sherlock Holmes The Awakened originally came out in 2007. This is a remake.
Yes. It has. Oi, is it the one with the? It's got some demonic stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
It delves into the supernatural
And into the Cthulhu mythos.
Yes. Yeah. I do believe I played this one. It's kind of a. It's not a pure Sherlock Holmes
Right.
story because it delves into that. It's really weird because Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was like, he believed in fairies and all this kind of stuff. And he wrote Sherlock Holmes, who is nothing but science.
Right.
So weird.
Also, just while we're talking about weird stuff, for some reason they made Sherlock Holmes look like Robert Pattinson here. And I don't know why, but I can't not see him when I look at this Sherlock. He just looks
Basil Rathbone.
just
Sherlock
like
Holmes
him.
will always look like Basil Rathbone.
I agree with you. They did not. And that might affect your score on this game, but
I don't know. I've played this one. It was a good game. I beat it ages ago. I'm gonna go 82. Because
all right.
Pure Sherlock Holmes story. It was a pretty decent game if I remember.
Okay.
With the clue gathering and stuff.
Chance is 79.
Yeah.
Trying to balance it on my finger and it didn't work very well, but
Okay, don't do that.
score is 79. Congratulations, Roxanne.
What?
Ice Cream Wall of Fame.
Oh. You give it to the bacon burner?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Good job.
There's the victory.
Right.
Speaking of bacon burning, I made something for you.
A way to fight back. I like it.
So, let's get into the reviews.
All right. No. We're not doing the reviews.
No?
Doing announcements.
You want to just skip straight to announcements? You don't want to? You want to take
Oh,
guesses
I'm
on this
sorry.
one?
Sorry. I am I'm so mad about the ice cream. My bad. We got to get the thing. I was like, no, we're not going. Read, man. Read.
So, PSX Brazil says, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened has dynamic gameplay and the dark story leaves no loose ends in its conclusion. It's a smart game, as expected, and transforms its predecessor's open-world experience into something more linear and succinct. Some might see this as a positive thing, while others might be left with the impression that there's something missing compared to the previous title. Either way, it's clear that Frogwares has masterfully remade a game that was already successful at its time, taking it to another level, and this needs to be recognized.
Okay.
All of Awakening?
I played through all of it, beat it.
Nice.
But there's another Cthulhu game around the time, I can't remember. Played it. And then there's another Sherlock Holmes. I think that was like The Devil's Daughter.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. I didn't play that one. I haven't played that one.
So I want to specify here that I'm going to word this right. A lot of these blurbs are giving the game credit for where the team is right now, and I think the fact that the game came out at all with the team being stationed in the Ukraine it's an important thing to mention.
Yeah.
But they then go on to go, and so we should just be glad it works in a couple of these review blurbs. It's like, as a reviewer, that's not exactly what I'm hoping for when you review a game. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What do you think about the game? Don't just tell me, and it works and we should just be glad to have it. Because I agree with you, we should. It's great that the team was able to put it out. But your job is literally to tell me if I want to play it or not.
Golly.
So
I didn't realize this was brought to us by Activision. Is it?
Right, yeah.
It's out and you should be glad to have it.
Yeah. So instead, I'm going to read this review. Normally, I try to read the top-rated and lowest-rated review.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
By Gaming Bolt that says, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened blends Cthulhu and Holmes very well, but the strengths of its story and premise are let down by the weaknesses of its meandering and opaque gameplay. And I want to mention real quick, that's not me trying to take anything away from the team that made this game in the middle of what's going on in Ukraine. More power to them. It's great they were able to put it out. I also don't think that we should just say, we're just not going to cover the game at all, really, because of their situation, when they probably would be glad to hear people talk about it that liked it, instead of just going, and the fact that they made it and the circumstances means it doesn't really matter what the quality is. No, talk about what's good about it then. If you think it's good, it's here.
Yeah.
They deserve that, I think.
I'm going to shoot for an 80.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot for an 80. It's going to be 80. Feel good.
an 83. I think you're going to understand a little bit more of my frustrations with what I was just talking about, because the recommended score is 72, which isn't a bad recommended score.
No.
But when the vast majority of the blurbs are going, and we should just be glad to have it.
Yeah, it must have passed. I guess you don't support him that much.
Right.
Gosh.
It's all lip service. Am I becoming more jaded as we do this topic more?
I'm not saying.
I feel like I am. But let's get into announcements. And this is where we'll get into some fun stuff. So, SD Gundam Battle Alliance is adding the aerial.
Okay.
I got this from a pretty good source who has not been wrong in the stuff that he sent me before. And it's not publicly up on their YouTube channels yet. It's privately up on their YouTube channel for the Southeast Asia version.
Oh, okay. So probably released there first?
Mm-hmm. Well, and they haven't announced it's being released yet with the video. They made a Twitter announcement, and they probably meant to drop the trailer later, made it public, then had to go back and make it private. So some people got to see it ahead of time, and images are out there from the trailer. But no matter how much digging I did, I could not find the trailer to watch it. So I wasn't going to out the source.
We know, Will. We know. No, that may be kind of an ingenious way of marketing it, though.
Yeah.
Let people spread it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got pictures. Check it out. These, I got followers to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, go ahead.
Waiting to drop the trailer till after more episodes of season 2 of Witch from Mercury come out doesn't seem like a bad idea at all, because it builds up the hype even more.
Which is just a few days, isn't it?
Yep.
Am I correct in saying it's the 15th?
I believe so. I believe it's the 15th.
Okay.
So that to me, that's when you drop the trailer. You wait till the episode's been out for a couple hours, then you drop that trailer, and hype is at max. It's crazy to me that they're adding it to SD Gundam Battle Alliance and not adding it to Gundam Evolution.
It maybe I don't know. They might have to do. Maybe that's with coding or art design or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I'm excited to play it in SD Gundam Battle Alliance, though. Still a great game. Give me more reason to go back to it.
There you go.
So that's all we really know about it so far, because, again, we don't have the trailer to see what it uses. I assume from the look of the images I got to see, it doesn't look like it's the rebuild version. It looks like it's the basic version. So it's probably going to have the funnels and then the beam rifle and the beam sabers, and that's probably going to be about it.
Right.
And
spam. You cannot forget the spam.
That's right. That's right. I know they don't technically call them funnels. They call them gun to bits, but it's funnels. Come on. We all know this. Again, we'll hopefully get more information about that soon, because I don't imagine they'll sit on that trailer for too long.
I don't know.
Another trailer that did come out, though, is the next Smite crossover.
Okay.
Which is Smite.
What are they doing now?
And G.I. Joe.
Oh. That gummit.
Go Joe.
Yeah. Dude, can I be Duke or Roblox? Snake Eyes?
So the characters you can be are, and of course these are all just skins, right? But Cobra Commander, Baroness, Storm Shadow. Making sure I have the list right here.
Well, that's Cobra.
Right. And then on the Joe side.
Watch out, bearded man.
Watch out, in fact, bearded man. You get Scarlet, Duke.
Okay.
And Snake Eyes.
Okay, well, if you have Duke, you're going to win every time.
Right.
So they must just be skins. They can't really change anything.
Yeah, they are unfortunately just skins.
Duke, you would have to watch the very first episode of the cartoon. But it's about Duke, and he's and what is it? There's General Flint,
Yeah.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, and he gets trapped in the jungle, and General Flint's talking. I can't remember who he's talking to.
It's been too long for me.
They're worried about Duke, and he's like, "No, that's Duke. He'll make it," and he does. Not that. Go Joe, G.I. Joe.
Yep. I did not see this coming. I don't think anybody did. Smite just continues to do weird, funky crossovers.
Yeah.
People keep playing it though. Like I'm with Roxanne. I go months without hearing anybody mention Smite again until they have a new crossover, and then here it is. Here's the new Smite crossover.
They marketed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Get everybody pay attention for a little bit.
Yep. I wish it wasn't just skins. I wish it was like full characters, but I understand it's much cheaper to just make skins. So,
well, it is. And then you're gonna have them firing their laser rifles, which never hit.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
They're gonna cross over every game at some point. At some point, everything will be connected through Smite.
Yes. Everything will be parts of the same multiverse.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even counting the fact that recently they opened
the aliens will arrive.
Yeah, that's right. They opened up modding recently on Smite where you could run around with your own modded skins.
Okay.
Because it's just skins, right? So
right.
There are people that are running around as like singers, and then somebody that's like modded Optimus Prime in there. It's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yes. I would do a Transformers crossover. Fortnite too. Fortnite does do a lot of crossovers.
Fortnite upsets me with them though, because the skins go away.
Yeah, you don't get to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I glance at Fortnite every once in a while when I walk fork knife when I walk by. Yeah, fork knife and Minecraft.
Yep.
The walk by. The last one, I remember them jumping around as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was a while back, I know. And
if you got that skin during that event, you can still use that skin, but you can't do the Spider-Man stuff anymore.
Oh, okay.
And that's what, like, that's... I played when Goku was added, right? I did that. I didn't get the Goku skin because I realized that even if I did get the Goku skin, even if I put that time in, I still couldn't do the Kamehameha after they removed it.
The Fortnite works off running crossovers with a limited license, kind of like that makes sense though.
Mm-hmm.
You have a limited license, you get to use it to promote your brand for a little bit. People jump on and try, maybe they play just to get it.
Yeah.
Even if they quit when they get it, Do that. Okay. Anyway.
Marshmallow was the last skin you remember? Well, speaking of marshmallows.
Yeah, the DJ.
Fire up your flamers. It's time to cook some marshmallows for Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. Finally has a release date. And that is May 23rd. And for anybody who doesn't remember what Bolt Gun is the Doom-like.
Okay.
Like, not new Doom-like. They specifically made it to look like old Doom. Oh, it's Warhammer. Warhammer 40K. It looks really good. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks really fun. Because it looks like it plays just like old Doom or old Quake, but with 40K. You play as a Space Marine. You're fighting Nurgles, demons, and stuff like that. And it looks really good. And it's going to be available on basically everything. So, looking forward to that. Expect a video on that one because it's supposed to be like cheap. So
need a rebel faction so you can mix armies.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Anyway, go for it.
I'm excited for that. But that's the last bit of announcements that we had. So let's get into the news.
All right.
There's been a fun wrinkle, as I've decided to call it in the docket, not on screen.
Don't Google that.
In the Monster Energy lawsuit.
Yeah.
Which is, there's been no real updates on what's happening with that. For anybody that might not remember or didn't watch last week, Monster Energy is trying to sue a small indie company for the sake of them having the word monster in their game's title, which is dumb.
was Monster, and they colored it green, right?
Yeah. And Monster Energy was like, hey, so what people have dug up because of this is that many, many, many years ago, in the dark ages of 1999, Monster Energy tried to sue a different game company for using the word monster. Can you guess which one it is?
1999 Monster Rancher.
No, that's a good guess.
Okay.
It's Nintendo for Pokemon. For Pocket Monster. They tried to force Nintendo in 99. Now, I know people might go, well, Nintendo wasn't as big as they are now back then. No, I would say they were bigger in 99.
Yeah.
Nintendo had won in 99. Sony was just about to bring out like the upgraded PlayStation in the PS2, and they were going to win. But, and they summarily got crushed.
I'm sure, because there's nobody that thinks Pokemon and thinks of energy drinks.
Right.
You know? Now if it was Super Smash Monster, maybe something else. Like, there's been energy drinks. Yeah, that kind of go. Okay. But no.
Except for Machop. Maybe Machop. Do you want to know what one of their arguments was?
Sure.
The mascot of Pokemon is an electric type and often shocks Ash Ketchum on the anime. Just as Monster Energy at that time had lightning as one of its big pushes for its logos. And clearly Nintendo had stolen that idea, despite the fact that Pikachu's design and Ash's design, Satoshi as he was called in the original Japanese version of the show, and him being shocked, was concept art from 1986.
Yeah.
So, they got crushed. It's not new news, but it was new to me, and we don't know anything else about that current lawsuit, but when I found out about that, I was like, look, we gotta tell people about that. That's...
Yeah.
What are you doing? But speaking of what are you doing?
All right.
Would you like a climate-controlled controller?
No. We're making it too easy now. No. You can't add that. It's too much.
So
now I want to tell you something before you get into this.
Okay.
Is it maybe Tiger Electronics? They made the clear controller for the
I know where this is going.
GameCube and everything, and they had vented.
Yep. Mad Catz did too.
Mad Catz, that's who it is. Tiger. Tiger Electronics does kid stuff. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, they had the vented thing with fans in there. Now it was cooled. It wasn't climate control per se, but it was cooled.
Well, thankfully, this tech is aiming for something a little bit more than just, hey, we want to keep your hands cool.
Okay.
Sony has made a patent for this. And the idea is, just as the DualSense controller, which I'll hold up here for the sake of explanation, has haptics both in the triggers and in the sticks and built into the actual controller itself so you can feel it with the rumble. The touchpad has haptics. It's all built in to be able to just, when you play a game that has it all enabled, you feel stuff. You don't always feel what they say you're feeling. Like, you feel the crunch of the grass. Like, well, not necessarily. But you feel the resistance, and it does, in a way, get you more immersed, right? There are games that pull it off better, games that pull it off worse. The goal for this is if you're in a desert, the controller starts to generate a slight amount of heat. If you're in a blizzard, the controller starts to generate a slight amount of cold. And if it's a game where the heat effects or the cold effects start you taking damage, that increases. So the controller gets hotter or colder.
Hand.
Yeah, right? That's the problem with this.
Yeah. No. Now, as a step towards more immersive VR, because we keep going down this path, we're going to have haptic suits.
Mhm.
You know, it's going to be a world that you can immerse yourself in completely, and there will be people that never come out.
Right.
And we'll hear about people starving to death in there. That kind of, maybe this is a step towards that, but that seems ridiculous a little bit. And everybody else, yes. It ends up melting flesh on your fingers.
Yep. No, it'd be really cool in Breath of the Wild for sure. You go between the different zones, and there are cool implementations of it as long as it starts at or stays at a slight heat or a slight cool until we get the next generation of technology.
Well, it still seems like just a more advanced like knick-knack thing. I don't know that's going to bring, it's up there with like, hey, you can plug this helmet in your controller. It's got a fan on one side, a little heating coil on the other, when you go through. It still seems a little bit of a hokey idea.
Yeah.
The
also,
go ahead. Cool. But
maybe I'm being a little crotchety about this. I live in a place where it's 73 degrees at almost 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to be playing a game that's just in a desert and it's constantly hot in my hands.
Right. I mean,
it's hot enough everywhere else.
My hands are going to be real slick playing some of those Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah. Game says, hey, you go to Egypt now. It's like, oh, man, come on.
Well, oh, man, some of the games would be awful. Like when you go in the jungle in Uncharted, does it start misting while it's heating up so you can get the humidity?
That'd be great. I do want to read this quote for you, though, about it, which is, a temperature control apparatus such as a Peltier element capable of electrically changing temperature may be provided on the front surface of it or inside the elastic member. So the idea is to put an elastic member around the handle of your controllers, and I just wish they had worded that differently.
I've got an idea. I'm going to start a thing like Cameo, but if you pay enough, you can play Street Fighter and like Jet Li will come over and hit you for real while you're playing.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Like, I bet you get to dodge that dragon uppercut pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you learn how to get out of the way of
that. Before they continue on this idea, though, they do state they want to spend more time on the biofeedback that some of the controllers have been prototyping to have, where the controller can actually read your sweat secretion and heart rate.
Your character actually has to urinate.
Right.
The more he has to urinate, the harder the controller kicks you in the bladder.
Look, I will never forget, there's a game where you have to blink. And if you don't blink, you can't see. Your vision gets dry and
in the dark.
Yeah, you have to blink.
Yeah, it's got a blink button. Oi.
So, I just thought that was a very interesting thing that was revealed that they're trying to play around with.
Yeah. That sounds like step technology. It's going to be a step you take to get to something cooler.
Right.
Or I guess warmer in this situation.
I was going to say.
Where you're at in the game.
Yeah. If we go to Forachel and Lotro, we can get cooler. That might be the only reason to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to set the keyboard on the back of my neck.
At some point, I'm going to get a Forachel Defender that just comes after me for how much I bash that zone. Talking about bashing stuff, though, let's talk about Elden Ring.
Okay.
And a crazy new mod that puts Boletaria 1-1 from Demon Souls in Elden Ring. Playable.
So somebody just built the first level?
Yeah, 1-1 is the first level of Boletaria from Demon Souls.
Pretty good. Ambitious.
It can't yet support enemies. They fall through it.
Okay.
But you as the player can run through all of 1-1, and it looks great.
It does.
In a weird way, it looks better than the Blue Point remaster because they added like bloom effects there that this doesn't have. This is using Elden Ring's engine
Right.
to render it, so it looks like what it would look like in Elden Ring. I think that the Blue Point remake is obviously always going to be more playable than this. Even when it's fully modded, it is still running in an engine the level was not designed to run in.
Yeah.
It will have enemies that aren't from that game, or if they add them, will be running in an engine they weren't designed to run in. They're going to be bugs, but it's a cool idea.
It is. That's rather intuitive.
It's also the first time that entire structures have been added into an Elden Ring mod. There's been a lot of modding around like randomization and stuff like that. This is brand new tech for Elden Ring modding. And it could mean some really cool stuff that people make. Of like, hey, here is a map you can load into that you download, and it is just Dark Souls 1 map. Or here's a challenge map, or, you know, anything like that.
Here's Whiterun.
Right?
What?
Why not? Why not? Yeah,
Well,
here's Los Santos.
Right. Well, it kind of amazes me what some of the modders do.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's pretty cool, but they're just going in and changing. You know, when you download this mod, it's going to change some numbers.
Right.
You know, so you get some different things. But some modders are rather impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been cases of it leading to a career.
Yeah.
Going through. But
I'm not anybody high up in From Software, but this is somebody that I would probably look at trying to hire because they imported the entire structure and then went through the whole thing and made heat maps where the player could move on it.
That's pretty good. Rather good.
I don't have that patience. So next up, we talked about Nintendo a little bit earlier. This is a redacted one for you, but it's because I needed you to get this one first here.
Okay.
So let me set this up for you.
All right.
A Tears of the Kingdom art book was revealed.
Okay.
Along with the collector's edition. For anybody who doesn't know what Tears of the Kingdom is, that's the sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's the new Zelda game coming this year.
That's kind of standard fare. I don't see that as anything big. So
well, images got leaked.
Okay.
From this art book on a Discord channel by a user who claimed that a friend had taken the pictures and sent them to him, and they uploaded 18 images from the art book that spoiled new enemy types and spoiled some plot stuff for the game.
Well, I haven't seen this thread, so...
Right. I haven't seen it either. I specifically avoided the images when I could have seen them.
Yes.
Nintendo has asked Discord to reveal the information. Yeah, and we're not going to get into the spoilers here to clarify. Just before anybody's like, hey, don't tell me. We're not going to get into those. You don't have to take your headphones off. I didn't put Spoiler Lubu up for a reason. I don't want to know them either. I didn't even watch the 10 minutes of gameplay. I don't want to know them. Nintendo has asked Discord to give them the personal information of this person. And if Discord will not give it, Nintendo has threatened to sue Discord to get the information about this person.
Oh.
So that they can go after this person.
Oh. That's... I don't like that. I mean, obviously, when I hear about a leak, I wonder if it's leaked or, you know,
right,
an actual leak.
This one feels like an actual leak.
Yeah, but it's bad enough with companies turning over your personal information anyway. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, right now it's just in a subpoena.
Okay,
but even a subpoena is already like, ooh, that's not great. Because they could have just sent an email, but the thread is there.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I have to keep an eye on that. That's kind of a playing a little bit of dangerous game there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Which side will Discord take? I mean, I know the side that would be easier for them to take, even though it's not the one I want them to, even though this person probably shouldn't have done what they did.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's
but somebody would have to take them off the Discord server. I mean, where are you going to stop?
Yeah.
If somebody had to take them off the Discord server and put them on YouTube. Somebody's going to copy them off YouTube or Instagram or Shorts or TikTok or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
And before anybody's like, well, you were talking about how excited you were that you got leaked images from the SD Gundam Battle Line stuff, there's a big difference between, hey, we're putting out this suit, and we put out a tweet saying we're putting out this suit, and, spoilers for the game that are being shared.
Yeah.
A little bit of a difference there.
I'll avoid it.
That's all we know about that now, but if you see somebody going, hey, I have 18 images from Tears of the Kingdom's art book, don't look. Unless you don't care about spoilers, in which case I guess go for it. But
yeah,
I'm not going to look.
Okay.
Do you remember from last week when we talked about Ark 2 and Ark Survival Evolved?
Yeah.
And how it was being changed to Ark Survival Ascended?
Yeah.
Well, there's been an update. The backlash was so bad, as you might imagine, for anybody who missed it last week or didn't hear the story or whatever, maybe you forgot. I don't know. It's been a long week. Life happens. The Ark devs are taking down Ark Survival Evolved, re-releasing it as Ark Survival Ascended. It's going to be $40, but then you have to buy all of the DLC again.
Yeah, yes.
You can't continue playing Ark Survival Evolved online because they're taking the servers down when they launch the new one. The internet was not happy about this.
Right.
And the pushback has been so much that the devs have come out and said, hey, yeah, look, we messed up. Okay, we know we messed up. We're not going to bundle Ark Survival Ascended with Ark 2 anymore, so you won't be able to get that $50 or that $80 bundle that has both. Actually, I'm sorry, it was $50 that had both.
Okay.
But now, Ark Survival Ascended is going to be $60. And you don't get Ark 2 with it.
Yeah.
However...
Keeping old servers online.
No. However... the DLC is going to be coming with it now. But it won't all be there at launch. So literally, the game that you're playing right now, they want you to pay $60 to get a newer version of it that won't have all the stuff you've paid for. Yeah, with a season pass.
Basically. That's what you're saying. Because you're not going to put all the DLC out at one time.
Right.
I guarantee they're going to stagger it.
Yeah. They gave a lot of different excuses as like, hey, we're scrapping the bundle because it was our bad. We recognize how combining Ark Survival Ascended with Ark 2 and requiring more DLC wasn't optimal. It's like, yeah, but then you raised the price. What do you mean? Right. You can't just go, yeah, we realize we messed up, so we're going to ask you to pay $10 more.
I don't know. It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Because the only way, so you re-release the game with better graphics, you change the name of it. Are you using a different engine?
That's what it seems like, that they're going to UE5 when it was on UE4 before.
Yeah, still.
It was really interesting to see the people over at Rock Paper Shotgun who broke the interview. They got the interview with the dev team. And even in the interview, the Rock Paper Shotgun member that did the interview was like, honestly, I don't think this is any better than what you announced last week.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, yeah, no, when you're telling them to their face, hey, this isn't better, and they still go forward with it, it's like, all right, yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
They've got bullet points they've got to hit for the interview.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also, remember, with the previous one, you were getting Ark 2, you were paying for Ark 2, and you were getting Ark Survival Ascended for $50. So it was like $20 that would have been for Ark Survival Ascended on its own.
Yeah.
Now it's $60.
With a little bit of tact and everything, a $20 price point wouldn't be. It would still be upsetting, but I don't think that would be like, hey, we're going to move to Advent. You still want to play this?
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
And that, in my mind, that would include the season pass. Where
Right. That would have all the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be aggravating enough, but maybe that price would feel a little better. I don't know, man. It just seems bad marketing.
Well, and as Rock Paper Shotgun points out in their interview, there's a very real chance that Arc 2 is going to be on Game Pass, just like Arc Survival Evolved is right now when it launches. Yeah. Which means, why would you even buy the bundle to begin with?
I don't know.
Wildcard ends their interview with, at the end of the day, these are just words, and frankly, may not mean so much. That's okay. We understand what will really convince you is seeing screenshots and a gameplay trailer, and you will in time. It'll be worth the wait.
We'll see. I don't think it will be.
No, I don't think so either. I can't blame anybody that says, hey, I love this game, I want to play it still. But it's just, look, I was thinking about playing Ark for a video. I had an idea of, like, doing a dinosaur month where I played, like, the Jurassic Park games that I got on Humble not that long ago, and Let's Build a Zoo had a dinosaur DLC. I was like, well, I'll play Ark in there too. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I don't want to give them money.
No. I like I said, I think, and what's weird is it's not, this is a prediction. It's not going to be much longer. I figure here in a year or two, where they're going to start pushing the next generation console here or there. The PS6 or what have you. Right. And once again, they're probably going to ask for money to put this out on that console.
Yep.
I don't know. It seems bad marketing.
I agree. And lastly, for our news, I'm really excited about this because I've started looking at one new place for news, and I found a good story right away. Hopefully this will be cool new stuff for the podcast moving forward. But Suzume no Tojimari is a new anime movie being made by the one, the only Makoto Shinkai. This is the man that made Your Name. It's the man that made 5 centimeters per second. Makoto Shinkai has made a ton of really well done and really popular animated movies. And the reason this movie is so important for us to talk about, also just real quick, he made my favorite animated movie, Children Who Chase Lost Voices. The reason that I want to talk about this movie, Your Name is a very good anime, is because it's not out in the rest of the world yet. It's still only out in Japan. But since its launch last week, Suzume no Tojimari has become the 4th highest grossing anime film worldwide of all time.
Yeah. Are they already done the dub for it because it's worldwide?
Not yet. That's how much it's made just in Japan, is that it has made more than most of the others.
Wow, okay.
The English name of this is Suzume's Locking Up. And so hopefully it'll be coming over here soon.
Right on.
It launched in November 7th, originally for IMAX, and then got a special showing in November 11th, and then just this last week made it to China. So it hasn't made it anywhere else yet, but I want to give you the list of what were the top, let's go top 25 anime films before this. And remember that everything below 4th has to go down one.
Okay.
Number 25 is Detective Conan: The Darkest Nightmare. Which is crazy to me. The Detective Conan movie has made $66 million. US, that is. The number would be much higher in yen.
Yeah.
I went US because it was easier for most of us to put in perspective. Right. Pokemon 3, the movie, at $68 million. Pokemon Zoroark, Master of Illusions. Pokemon movies make good money. At $71 million. Number 22 is One Piece Film Z at $74 million. Number 21 is Tales from Earthsea, a Ghibli movie, at $75 million.
Dang.
Number 20 is Doraemon, the movie, Nobita's Treasure Island. Of course, Doraemon's huge in Japan. And this is worldwide, mind you.
Right.
So even though some of these are mostly Japan-only releases, they're still outbeat some of them that weren't. 80 million for Doraemon. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, 92 million. One Piece Stampede, 93 million. Detective Conan the Scarlet Bullet at 17, 95 million. Yokai Watch the Movie at 16, 99 million.
Okay.
Detective Conan Zero the Enforcer at 101 million. Detective Conan The Fist of Blue Sapphire at 115 million. These movies are really popular in Portugal and Brazil.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. Detective Conan is huge there. Dragon Ball Super Broly at number 13. 115,757,000. Puts it above Detective Conan. Pokemon the Movie 2000 at number 12. 133 million, almost 134, almost.
Okay.
The Wind Rises at number 11, another Ghibli movie, 136 million.
All right.
Number 10 is The Secret World of Arrietty, a Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
149 million. Pokemon the first movie, 163 million.
Dang.
Princess Mononoke, 169 million.
That's perfect.
She's at number 8. 7 is the first Doraemon movie, Stand By Me Doraemon, at 183,000 or 183 million. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I said first. I meant the last. I don't know how I mixed that up in my mind. I'm sorry. Number 6 is Weathering with You, which is a Makoto Shinkai movie, the one he made right before this one of Suzume no Tojimari, and that's at 193 million. Number 5 is Ponyo. 204 million.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay.
236 million. Number 3 is Your Name. Another Makoto Shinkai movie. 380,000. Or 380 million, I'm sorry. Number 2 is Spirited Away.
Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
395 million. And number 1 is Demon Slayer Mugen Train, the Infinite Train, 503 million.
Golly.
So remember, Suzume no Tojimari is only out in Japan and China, and it's already done better than Howl's Moving Castle in its lifetime.
Well, it's also like the evolution of anime. Here in a few years, we're going to see a billion dollar anime.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
100%. I'm excited to watch this movie because the fact that it's doing better than Weathering with You, which I thought was a really good movie, also made by Shinkai, which in my mind is really hard to go, well, it did better than Howl's Moving Castle, so it must be good. That's not what those numbers mean. But the fact that people have gone back to watch it again that liked his other movies tells me it's probably a good movie, you know?
Yeah.
Because you could just go, hey, this movie made more money than this one, so it must be better. But no, if it's the same director, then I think those numbers are much easier to value than, you know, different circumstances, different people.
Yeah. I get you. Interesting.
So, I thought that was really cool. And hopefully we'll get a US release soon. Maybe we'll get a theater release for it. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura. So he came in here, immediately started knocking stuff down. Let's throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. As usual, we start this off with a happy birthday. Today is Joss Stone's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Amazing voice. I'm sure she'll catch up this weekend. She's probably busy right now. Not on Rundgren 2. What are you talking about? There would never be a second Rundgren. Goodness.
Except for in Lotro, where you have like 7.
Yeah, that's different. So I got a story for you.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. Laurent is Rundgren too. When Laurent was here for the painting streams, he got renamed into Rundgren.
That's true. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're correct. Okay. So I got this. I got this 'cause it had a very unique phrase in it.
Okay.
I hope to not get us in. Hope we don't get us in trouble. But Japanese police have arrested 2 men who posted a video on social media showing one eating pickled ginger with his chopsticks directly from a communal container at a famous beef bowl restaurant chain. Part of a series of pranks that have hit sushi chains and became known as sushi terrorism. Oh, that sounds so scary.
You did
I
that,
don't
Will? You got arrested for eating ginger? No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Osaka prefectural police on Wednesday said Ryu Shimazu and Toshidi Oka were arrested on suspicion of obstructing business and destroying and dirtying property.
Oh.
Yes. In a video shot by Oka and shared on social media, Shimazu is seen holding a condiment container up to his face and shoveling pickled ginger. A popular topic. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't think I could.
Not just straight pickled ginger. I don't think I could. It's a popular topping for beef bowls.
Right.
But he was shoving it into his mouth with chopsticks. Now, obviously, customers are supposed to use an attached serving utensil to add ginger to their food.
Right.
In Shimazu's defense, he said he told police that he wanted to make people laugh. Oka had encouraged Shimazu to do something funny, and he shared the video because it was funny and he wanted people to see it. Police said.
Okay.
Adding that they had nothing against the restaurant.
That's true.
Maybe. Yeah. Why? Yeah, I'm a sushi terrorist. I don't know how I feel about that. Police arrested Shimazu, 35, in March, and Oka, 34, this week. Both admitted the charges against them. Convicted of obstructing business, they could face up to 3 years in prison.
Oof.
And a fine up to 500,000 yen, which is $3,800 freedom dollars, and property destruction will be also include 3 years of imprisonment, and a fine of 300,000 yen, which is 2,280 Big Macs, or 2,280 dollars.
I wish a Big Mac was $1.
Right, used to be.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Their prank surfaced in February when a customer notified the chain about the video, prompting the restaurant to temporarily close to discard all its ginger and clean its containers.
It makes sense.
No, that's a lot
Yeah.
of damage.
That is a lot of damage. You're right.
Yoshinoya also reported the video to police. The restaurant is part of the Yoshinoya chain in the Sumino district of Osaka.
Okay.
Yoshinoya Holdings said it was regrettable news that the prank caused discomfort for many customers and raised questions over the safety of the entire food industry. Kyoto News report. The fact that they said it was regrettable that the news prank caused discomfort might be the most Japanese thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
I mean that in the most loving way.
Right.
But they have 11,000 outlets where you can get gyudon, rice topped with soy sauce, beef and onion.
Yeah.
The incident at its restaurant came just weeks after a series of pranks at sushi chains that became known as sushi terrorism. My new favorite word.
Yeah.
In one case, police have arrested 3 people on suspicion of obstructing business. Obstructing justice. I'm watching too much Law and Order.
Sushi is justice.
By licking the top of a communal soy sauce container and grabbing sushi by hand from a revolving conveyor belt at a restaurant.
I don't like that.
In central Japan. And other sushi chains have been hit by similar pranks, and causing some to install video cameras to monitor the customers. Some have even halted There's sushi serving conveyor belts.
How dare you?
Yes. So that's how you assert that. Yes.
Guess so.
Stare the patrons right in the eye.
I thought you could just T-pose to assert dominance.
What's that? Look at it weird. Please don't lick the communal or mess with the communal dishes. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't care what country you're in.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Don't do it. Look at that. But
And we'd have a lot less dumb pranks if people got arrested around here for them.
we're not gonna quite go into that. Because I would have probably been arrested for walking in the restaurant.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, watch out, bearded man. That takes on a whole new meaning.
Yeah, it does. Man.
That's the news I had for you today, sir.
That's exactly the one I was thinking of, Waverly. That's exactly the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about your assignment because
Okay.
last week
Oh, my pen.
you cost the company a lot of money.
Did I? Are you sure?
You were much better at it, honestly, than I expected you to be.
Yeah.
But
Well, okay, here's the thing. I want to call this out because it is a simulator.
yeah,
All right. So that could probably have been made much easier or much harder.
yeah. However, people seem to really enjoy it. So, I'm leaving it on the list, even though you cost the company a lot of money and slight damages.
Fine.
So, games today are on screen, chat. Yeah, as the stream went on, he definitely got better. And that's not even like me just trying to be like, oh yeah, he did. No, like legitimately you can tell that you got better. And I was like, oh, hopefully this is still fun to watch with you doing so much better.
Yeah. We learn and we grow.
You know the deal, chat. 1, 2, 3. Don't say them in the chat, please.
Oh, you're having a hard decision, huh?
Oh,
Huh?
oh, we got a disappointed.
It's appointed.
Okay.
Emotional damage.
That is an
Wait a minute,
interesting
wait a
vote, Waverly, and I will have to learn how I'm going to do that when the vote is done.
All right.
I have a minute and a half to decide how that works. Okay, there's another vote. Okay.
Well, that evens that out.
Yep, that makes that real easy for me.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting here going, how am I going to figure this out? But now I don't even have to worry about it. I can just... So while we're talking about this, I wanted to just real quick while we're waiting on the vote. I know that the what's coming up on the channel in April video is late. I know it is. I was waiting to record stuff until the new cable came in for my XLR box. The cable's in. Other than Discord seeming to act up, we seem good. So I'll get that recorded this week and get it edited and uploaded.
Yeah.
I am sorry it's late, but I would rather have it been late than be just constantly me cutting out the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have about 30 seconds.
All right.
It looks to me like it's pretty clear.
Okay.
I tried to get Laurent to come to me so I could show him on stream, but didn't seem to want to. Say hi. Come say hi to everybody.
Yep.
Cats get views,
Hi,
right?
Face, Laurent.
Hey, buddy.
You can put up with that? Huh?
He is. He loves me. It's just his mom that he attacks all the
Fine.
time. And everything else in the house. But he loves me.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I need my arms, okay? Yeah, the vote is finished. Thanks to the YouTube votes canceling each other out. And though Roxanne tried to call a vote for Faith, who was not here, you will be playing a game that's come up a lot in the votes, but has never won.
Okay. All right.
You will be playing Bee Simulator.
Bee? What is it with you people in Sims? Bee Simulator.
Bee Simulator. I'm gonna send you the code right now.
All right.
There you go. There you
Tomorrow
go.
I shall be.
No, don't bite me. I'm trying to do the outro.
There you go. Get him.
All right. So, do you have any plugs, sir? Ow! No, stop.
Bee Simulator. No, not really. The what I watched was worth a look. I think the Lost Pirate Kingdom, the
It's fair.
Fantastic Fungi, and the replicas.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty good. Give those. If you got nothing to watch, give those a watch.
For what it's worth, too, just to clarify, even if the YouTube votes hadn't canceled each other out, there were enough votes on Twitch that it didn't matter. Bee Simulator was gonna win.
How about you, Zach?
I did have a plug like at the start of this podcast, and I've forgotten it. So I guess we'll just. Oh, I'm gonna plug the Magnus Archive. You should check it out. Good.
Okay.
Unless you're not good with horror, and then you probably shouldn't check it out.
You need to move the T from the end of the sentence back down to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I kind of like Fi. Fi, the bearded man. Fi.
There's Gal Gaigar, the anime, has a suit that is like a fake version of Gal Gaigar, and it's called Gal Gar.
Okay.
I think that's really.
I came to laugh at you.
Anyway, thank you, Shar, for coming to laugh at us. We'll be back tomorrow, where Rungren will play Bee Simulator.
Yes.
We'll be back Thursday. We'll be talking about some TTRPG stuff.
Yes.
And then we'll be back Friday practicing some slap chopping.
Yes.
And then Monday, unfortunately. Thanks, Monster Energy. And then Monday, we'll get into some more questions and outro. So,
excellent.
With all that said, then, I have been Trey, and here's Laurent.
I have been Rungren.
And we've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer. Don't bite. Don't bite. You're good. You're a good boy.